All right. Let's just make sure we are good. Good, and YouTube's. Nope. List live stream. Nope, that's not it. Live streams. All right, we're live there. Live there, perfect. And last place to look. I haven't quite figured out the TikTok live yet, but that's okay. All right. Hey, Liam, how's it going, man? Just double check, make sure that we are good there. Perfect. All right. Just do a quick little refresh on this. Oops. This was working 2 seconds ago. Of course. All right, that's annoying. All right, anyways, not super important to what I'm doing right now. Okay, all right, I'm gonna do a stream of this in just a moment. I'll give it a few more minutes, see if anyone else swings in, and then I'm gonna record a video for just how to deal with this because I'm gonna post it later. Going good. Been hard at work writing a web novel. There you go. What's the web novel about? Let me see if that worked. Oh yeah, look, there we go. Now we have the portraits working. So dumb. Don't understand why that's not working. Excuse me. Web novel? Focused on what? It's so interesting. Some of these things work really well. Live, real time. A lot more views there. Huh. I don't really understand the whole live stuff when it comes to TikTok, so I'm just gonna let that run. And then Twitch is easy. Twitch just running its own thing. Not that I have a lot of Twitch followers, but that's okay. All right. All right. I'm gonna get the ball rolling here. Almost 5 minutes. Okay, so let's start recording. Got the flag hung up. Hey guys, I'm the Nerd Doctor, here to diagnose what's wrong with your RPG game and here to help you fix it. Make sure it's in there. Perfect. It's too hard to see, but the TikTok and IG is in there at the bottom of the banner. A washed up E-Shorts gamer who becomes the literal god of video games. Sick. Can't wait to read it. All right. So, the Summoner. And no, I did not spec out this guy, so I did not, do all the stats for him or anything like that. I'm just going to be demonstrating how the spells work here in the Forge. So let's get right to it. So Let me just double check what kind of subclass I've got going for this guy. So just jumping down, I went with the undead. That's fine. I'm gonna change it though. I'm gonna change it to the chimera because I think there's a little bit more going on with the spells with the chimera, and I'll demonstrate that here in a moment. All right, so picked a bunch of the summon spells that I could. Let's go with a summon elemental. So when you're in the summon elemental spells, there's a few things that you got to take note of. Number one is you can choose your elemental type. Two, I can use the creature specialist because I have that. I can gain 3 trait points added. That's one of the things I added in for one of my talents. And then the chimera inherent traits. So, few things. Inherent traits means like I can just do this as a straight elemental, but with the chimera summon, you can customize this a little bit. Now, before I get into doing anything crazy like that, I'm just going to start off with a base summon. Let's just go ahead and do some additional traits here for a moment, just so you can see what that looks like. So I've got the air elemental chosen. I could add in 3 base trait points if I want. I'm not going to do that right now. And here you go, just like we did with the summon familiar, or now it's called familiar now, just like we did with the wild form. When you have these traits to spend, it goes into this extra model where you can go in and do that. You can add in a weapon style and choose that. If you don't know what it is, click on the icon to figure it out. That was 1 point. I have 1 more point. Let's just go ahead and give it an attribute increase, and good. Great summon. All right, so similar to what we have for our monster stat blocks, we have our active summons. So this will just list all the ones that are active. It won't just, and I could have named it and I could have saved it if I wanted to, but I'm just leaving it as is right now. It starts off with its base stats, its special abilities, some of the enhanced traits that I went and took on. We've got it all there. I'm going to close that for now. So first thing I'm going to pull your attention to is over here in the left, just under the resource point trackers, we've got our summons and our active spells. So I can go to click on summons, that'll always bring this up, and I can filter through my different summoning creatures, including the call familiar. That is included in summons. So if you do a call familiar, it'll also appear in here. If I have it, I'll test it and show you how that looks. But this is where you keep track of them. Active spells. This is a recent add-on, so it will keep track of your summons, but the whole point of this active spells is these are the sustained action spells. So in DC20, you use an action point to sustain a spell. So instead of just concentrating, you can have a number of spells that you're concentrating on or sustaining all at once. And so this will help you keep track of that. Because obviously you can't sustain more than 4 at a time. So in here, you can choose not to sustain by ending with you can end the spell, or you can sustain with an AP, and that'll sustain for another round. Now in this normal mode, it's not really that important. If you're not going round for round, you're not keeping track of your action points, so it doesn't really matter. But when you're in combat, this little tracker here turns on, and it's a round tracker. Now, for the first round, you do not obviously have to sustain your spells. And it shouldn't go away. Let's just test it. Okay, didn't go away. But if I proceed around, let's just see what happens. Boom, gone. Okay, I didn't sustain that spell, so it went away. This is one of the really important features for this, and looks like I have a little bug over here because it still says one's active, even though it's not, but that's okay. But this is also why I like doing these, because while I'm doing this demo, I can see a little few of the tweaks and fixes that I need to do while I'm going on. But this will help you keep track of everything during combat, and if you're not it's easy to forget. Anyone will tell you it's easy to forget. It's easy to forget a spell you had, a maneuver you had, an ability you have. It is easy to forget. So this is trying to go ahead and take that thinking out of it for you by doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. Let's go ahead and do another summon. This time I'm going to do an additional creature. Yeah. I mean, use a free one for now, and I'm going to use my chimera. Let's do a fire. Fae. Oh no, how about this? Fire Undead. We're thinking Ghost Rider right now. Let's go. All right. I could click that. It doesn't really matter at the moment because it's going to bring me to this where I'm going to get to choose. So I'll take Umbral for my Undead. Excuse me. Because I already get the fire one, I believe. And then I'm going to use some three creature points here. Just because it's there and I feel like doing it. Well, let's take a... Ooh, I like that friendly fire so that I don't do it. Don't hurt anybody. Let's go with a sword. Well, he's more of a gun. Not that we have a gunslinger, but that's okay. And do I have one more point here to use? One more selection? I do. Oh, yeah, that's right, because I used much different points, additional 3 points. That should be all of them. Used. Where's my crate? All right, this is why we use that bug, because get rid of these just for the moment. Let's try this again. Fire, Chimera, Undead. I wanted to do an additional creature for free. Oh, I know what happened. Okay, here's what happened. Because I did an additional creature. That's why. That's why it wasn't letting me go in a way. So this is the first summon? I don't know why there's 3. Maybe I'm confusing myself. Maybe I added a point, gave myself an extra. That doesn't matter. So I'm going to just choose Umbral here. Summon 2. Umbral here. Summon 3. So I probably need to make something a little bit more obvious in there. Just for that, but boom. 3 summons. I don't know what I clicked to get 3, but I'll figure that out after. Not important at the moment. The important point is going ahead and using that. I think what I did is I used a free and I clicked to add an additional one with an MP. So that decreased my MP in total to get those. But anyways, natural weapon, stats and abilities. You've now got 3 summons to keep track of. Now, if they were all created by the same spell, they're considered one spell. But if I come in here, just go ahead and use an ooze. I'm going to use my Chimera, Beast. Doesn't matter. And cast that. Chimera, Beast. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I got to choose it there. There it is. Ooze, Beast, Elemental Fire, Elemental Fire. Now, it should say Undead on there. Elemental / Undead. It's okay that it doesn't for the moment. I'll fix that. Oh no. We thought that might happen. That's okay. I'm just going to leave it hanging. All right. Can't hood it on hooks. Not looking for that aesthetic in our new apartment. It's just more of a temporary thing. But that's what we've got so far. Easy way to keep track of. Now, again, if you activate this in the first round, it is not going to do anything. But if I come in here and I sustain this, I'm not going to sustain the other one. Boom. Okay. What happened? We lost the ooze. You can dismiss these individually. I know there is, this is the undead, this is an undead thing. But there is, in the undead summon, you can like connect 2 things, I believe. And it lets you, basically if you decrease the HP on one, it decreases the HP on the other. Whereas the other ones doesn't work like that. But let's go ahead and reset these. And Liam, notice I'm going to catch up on some of your comments real quick. This site got so much more badass since it's been gone. Yeah, and if you haven't noticed, I'm rocking a different color background right now. So you can go into your account and you can choose a background if you're not really feeling the purple, which don't know why you wouldn't. Purple's awesome. I'm a big platinum guy. I love all these colors, honestly. I think they all look sick. But go to your characters page, boom, there you go. Nice black dragon. Actually, this one's the obsidian dragon. The other one's the black dragon. But nuance. Just looks sick. All right. The only other thing that I wanted to show you in terms of the summoner, let's go to the summon spells real quick, is the, and maybe you just know, I'm going to not you click that this time because I just want to make sure that it's working right. So cast the spell. Yeah. Okay. So because I did the free use, that's what got me the 3. And this is where I just don't know, because I dismissed the summon, but I dismissed all of them, and that's probably because they were under the same spell. And I obviously didn't want to do that. But let me just double check to make sure. That's 1, and the other one I'm going to do, that's 2. Great summons. Okay, so we have our 2 summon beasts. Decrease. Yeah. So there is a special way to summon a creature where they're affected, and maybe that was my free use that I wasn't really paying attention to. But what if we want to save it? This is the other big feature. What if we want to save it? With specific, maybe there's certain traits for the summon that we really want to keep as something on repeat. Burrow speed for a plant summon. Oh, let me name it. What's that thing? What's that Pokemon that digs? You know what I'm thinking of? Liam, can you think of it? Emerald for me, yeah. The green dragon's right. Diglett? Is that the name of the Pokemon? Diglett? We're gonna call it Diglett, just cause. Let's create that. And so we got our named right there. And then we should, if we use this spell again, we should maybe if I'm spelling it out. Hold on. I'm gonna dismiss this one real quick. Do I have enough actions? Use, because I used additional trait points, so it might still. Oh, okay. So there we go. One more little bug. The named summon isn't saving, so I'm gonna have to do that because when you cast it, what should happen is it should tell you, when you click to use this spell, you should be able to choose from a known, like there should be things, choose from known, and then choose one of the ones you have, and whatever that cost is, it just subtracts it so that you don't have to worry about those calculations. You don't have to do it every single time. If you already know what the stats are, and I'll have a little preview of what the stats are, just to make sure that you have that as a choice. It's an informed decision to resummon something you've summoned before, and use that shortcut, because you might want to customize and change it, and do it differently, but that's okay. But we want to have that just in case people want some pre-loadouts, and I'll make sure that's fixed soon. So a couple small fixes is, when this goes away, they are going away here, but not over here. So I'm gonna have to make sure that is fixed. So that was fix number 1. Fix number 2, make sure that they're saving, and that's one of the big things we want. Other than that, it's working pretty great. It's deducting the MP the way it should be, the AP it should be, everything else is deleting. The round tracker is there for you to use. If you're running in a campaign, the round tracker will automatically turn on when the DM starts the combat. But that is the summons and the summoner. And when it comes to the other subclass, the undead one, what's it called? Because I don't know off the top of my head. There's so much information in my brain. The Dreadlord. When you're doing the Dreadlord, you can come in here, and when it's deducting, let's just do a quick spell. Use. I need to choose one of these. Choose when it's losing its HP, it'll prompt you to keep it up. That's the special feature of the Dreadlord. You can keep it up by spending an MP, and for every MP you spend, it revives 2 HP. Boom. I don't know if it's supposed to get that 4 out of 3. 4 out of 3. I don't know if it's supposed to go beyond its max. So that's something I want to, and I couldn't see why, because it's 1 MP to use that enhancement to increase HP, I believe. So I wouldn't see why, but it's definitely a question I have to run by coach and the dev team just to make sure that if you revive it, can it go above what its max AP started and have a temporary hit point or not? And if not, then obviously I gotta fix that. But that is the Summoner. So if you are interested in playing the Summoner class, you need to be on DC20 Forge, because it's going to make your life 10 times easier to run a Summoner, because you saw it. It's like, just sheer concept of using this. There's one thing, you add additional traits and you have all of these options to choose from every single time you use it. That's a lot of writing. So just keep things simple. Oh yeah, and you get the life steal and undying with the oh yep, let's not forget the spellcaster. Oh, there we go. There's a fix. Need to choose a spell. I think this is one of the things that I would fix too when it comes to DC20, or not, just DC20, not fix, but like I just recommend, like you get some magic or MP to maybe not spend, but you get a spell with spellcaster. Why don't you get a maneuver with martial? I really think that that's something that should happen. A weapon, yeah, you get wielding a weapon of choice is the your summon can do, but like, what about the maneuver? I mean, you can call the weapon style a maneuver, but I don't think that's really adding enough value there. That's just my personal opinion, but that's just me. But clearly I need to come into spellcaster and the ability to choose a spell, because it should list your known spells. But maybe the problem is a summon can't summon a summon, and I think I only have summon spells on this summon. So that's just something I have to double check. But anyways, let's undo that for a moment. And do I have 3? No, I have 2. There we go. There we go. Natural weapon piercing. Just want to make sure I added a weapon style. I'm not seeing that though. Okay, third thing I gotta fix. That's why I do this. Oh no, it's over here. Weapon style. Axe. This is my second summon. Take it back. I'm pretty well thought out. All right. Also, dog is in bed with mom. Sorry, bud. Usually dog is gonna be with mom. Doug trio. Diglett. It was Diglett. Okay. Doug. I don't know why. I was thinking of something else, but like Diglett is the only thing that's problem. Like I think it's Diglett. So here's the thing that I super love about this, because in our latest campaign, maybe not latest, but not long ago I was running Out of the Abyss campaign, and so my brothers love Pokemon and stuff like that, and big fan of summons, and so I think like you get the summon Fey or call familiar type deal, and I don't remember exactly what spell it was, but I gave my brother the ability to like roll a D100, and he could basically know which one of like one of the first 100 Pokemon he could summon, and that would act as his Fey summon, because I think Pokemon make great Fey, and my Fey animals, in my opinion. They're just weird and just crazy enough for that. And so he had a lot of fun with that. Like he got Charizard and stuff like that, or he could pump in a little bit more. Like I was running a homebrew type game. It was like an ICRPG based game. It's like my own little brainchild of a system that I'm totally over and in love with DC20. Because what my system had, it had that ability to be customizable and allowed pretty much anyone and everyone to just create whatever you want, whatever you're feeling. Like you tell me what you're thinking, and I'll tell you how the mechanic fits and works with what we're doing. There's a restriction, there's a roll, you know, things like that. And it was just completely made up. And you just, but like I kind of knew what worked and what didn't. And but like it was definitely not repeatable in the sense that not everyone would have the mind to just like look at someone and say, all right, this is what I'm looking at and this is how I balance it for my game so it doesn't break my game. And I was totally comfortable with like, oh, this is actually a little bit OP. Let's reel it back, because I think my brother wanted like multiple attacks or something like that. I'm like, that's just really not in the scope of the game, just for balancing purposes. But we give an advantage or it was heavier hitting or something like that, and that worked out good for us. Just as an example, but DC20 just took like my idea of like this creative, thought process of being customizable and just boiled it down into its own specific balancing and strengths and everything like that. So I'm really looking forward to an opportunity to run another game for my brother and like say like, look, you can make whatever you want. And he's like, he starts making Pokemon out of the summons. I think is funny and cool and just a little nostalgic at the same time. But that's just me. I'm sure everyone's watching Critical Role right now, Liam. That's probably what it is. I also posted a video today, so people are probably sick of me. But no, I know. I do owe you a game. That's for sure. We will definitely plan that soon, for sure. But I just wanted to show that off. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll probably edit this later, but I'll just wrap up and say, oh, and that's the summoner. So enjoy, take advantage of DC20 Forge, and stay clever and play smarter. And I'll edit that in when I do it. I have to get through editing some of these and reposting them because there's a lot of people aren't big fans of watching the full live streams, and I totally get that. So I need to clip them, edit them, and show them off in a different way. Short form video. I hope. Well, we'll see what happens tomorrow morning. I do not think. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get to module building tomorrow, as much as I'd like to. I've been kind of full forcing this, like instead of doing the module, getting the solo mode done, because I'm early enough in the module building that I I really like. I want to make sure the solo mode's done because if the solo mode's done, then it's going to be a little bit easier for me to write the module. And it's proving to be a pain in my ass. Sorry I didn't chat much, working on other things and just listening. You're fine. I was like literally on another screen, so I couldn't see chats when I was doing that. I should probably minimize it when I do that, or not minimize it, but like only use part of the screen so that I can actually see the chat at the same time. Really impressed with how much you have got put into it, and it's still my favorite site to use. Glad to hear it, and it was nice. Wandering Wookie popped into my comments today about the video I posted today, just about restoring faith in DC20. He's like, listening to your videos and your site are some of the big reasons I'm still in a DC20. I was like, oh man, that's some serious flattery right there, and very much appreciated, and not necessary, but very much appreciated. Because at the end of the day, if it just made a little bit, and it just served my purposes of getting to play, and if it got my crew into it, because right now my DM's running Curse of Strahd, and it's D&D, of course, because that's just what he's comfortable with. He wasn't comfortable with running DC20 with it being not fully out yet, not fully leveled, because I think we just hit level 6, and we actually leveled up pretty quickly. Like we were definitely level 5 before level 5 was out on DC20, and so DC now 5 and 6 are obviously out, but and I know 10 and 12 are on the way, or 10 and up is on the way, but it's hard to say. I definitely don't think we'll be 7 by then. But I just still think he's not comfortable enough with DC20 and conversions to want to run it, which is totally fine. But I'm really, really wanting to run my. Um, I want to run my module for my group afterwards, but I think it's going to be more sandboxy. Like a lot of people are like, I want to play like a true sandbox game. I'm like, all right, well, we are definitely gonna. I'm definitely gonna have to like take a look at how I'm gonna do that. He's like, I don't wanna run the or like because we ran out of the abyss, which obviously you're dropped in this shit and you are basically there's a sense of urgency. Like, you got to get out of the Underdark. You got to go this way. You got to go that way. There's some free reign in where you can go and what you can do, but like very much, there's a goal to do right now, constantly throughout the whole game. And then same thing, Curse of Strahd. You're thrown into Barovia, and it's like there's stuff to do right now. And I think he's looking for like a more low key, slow burn type start, like the free reign to just you throw out some options and then like we choose. Like I think like an adventuring board type game is like what he's wanting to try, and I'm I'm up to the challenge, so to speak, to figure out how to do that. Like, and I don't mean how to do that. Like, how do I run a sandbox game? More just like, just to give you an example, like we played in a game I played in a Sunday game, and it all started with, me and like one other player. We were acquaintances, but we were in the same town, and I'm playing assassin who, or wannabe assassin to get in the Assassin's Guild, and ultimately I'm kind of using him, trying to make him an asset because his family is like the organized crime family of the town, and so I wanted to get information out of him, possibly turn him, and so that was our connection, that was our story, and like a lot of this, and a lot of the initial things was me like helping him out of trouble because he kept getting himself into situations where he needed help with to kind of survive. Like he was a low grunt, and it's like you mess up, you're out, you're dead, and that was the story. But it wasn't. It was just the introduction to the scene, like our building our relationship and everything like that, and then um, and then basically getting to a point where the world started coming down around us, and then it became this like, where do we go? What do we do? But even then, it's like nothing about the campaign was screaming at us to solve the world's problems. Like the world was ending. What do you do? It was just like, what are the things we can do? What are the things that we want to do? Like, oh well, my mother's in this town that's about to be attacked. Well, I want to go see if I can find her and get her out of there. So we go do that. Don't find her, but we find his sister pregnant, trying to get out, and so we pivot and do that. And then the story just keeps kind of going in these twists and turn directions. And then lo and behold, we just stumble upon a solution. And now it becomes our responsibility. But it was very much like, and the campaign's been amazing. We saved the world, by the way. We saved it, and then we saved it, and then what do we do? We got rewarded by the king, and oops, I keep making this. I'm not doing this right. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get here. Go here. There we go. We save the world. We get rewarded by the king. I'm named Hand of Southgate, and now my character does not like the spotlight in any way, shape, or form. He's an assassin, and now he has to get rid of slavers and organized crime out of the city, like try to restore it to its old days. Oh, Wandering Rookie, there he is. Really impressed at how much you've got put into this. So, Wandering Rookie, it's funny, I didn't even see the name. I was like looking at it, and I just assumed it was Liam. That's my bad. I'm sorry. glad you're in the chat. Sorry about that. I'm just over here prattling off, and I was like, oh wait, 100 rookies here. My bad. Um, but yeah, that's the style of campaign that I want to run for my players, is just kind of start off with and I know this is like not an old concept, but any way, shape, or form, where like you start local problems. Like it's not the end of the world. It's just, what are some local problems that you and the groups are facing? I can lower this now that the flag's no longer in it. Um, and what are you going to do about it? And just kind of develop them that way. Like, give them things that give them reasons to work together and get to know each other and partner up and everything like that. Um, and and then kind of turn it slowly into a campaign that becomes something where something big's happening. I think that's what he's looking for, a slow burn campaign where that big problem isn't in the immediate vicinity, but eventually it unearths it presents itself, and uh, and the party has reason to do something about it. So I'm just trying to finish these campaigns and get through this, but that's the thought process when it comes to my first DC20 campaign will be that. It is not necessarily going to be a structured, this is how many levels it's going to happen. It's I am going to dig deep, and we're just going to play until people are tired of playing that campaign. Um, and if they're tired of playing as certain players and they want to do other builds, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But anyways, thank you for the compliments on Rookie. Very much appreciate it. It has definitely been a long journey for this site, and there's still plenty of things to obviously tweak and fix. I've already pointed out a few tonight when it comes to. Oh yeah, see, it removed all of them. That's a dangerous button right there. But there's definitely some bugs here and there that need to be tweaked and fixed. The solo mode has proven to be an absolute pain in my ass. It's it. I definitely have faith I'll get there, but just finding the balance of structure and flexibility is mind numbing. It's driving me a little bit crazy, but I think I'm getting close. Like, and just to give you, I'll give you a window, like, 'cause I talked about it last live stream of where I'm at with that, and what I mentioned was I hope that it would be ready by June 1st, and it's possible. It's possible. The problem is scene one. Scene one of Shade Willow. It's not a hard scene, but it's getting it to be consistent over and over. Consistent, consistent, consistent. The only thing that should vary is what user inputs they are. User can come with anything they want, but it's a guided adventure, so it should be flexible enough to take different inputs but get you to the same destination. And it's just, if I don't think scene one is far from being done, and I had mentioned, and I did a demo with it last week, and it got to a point where it was pretty good, and it's still pretty good, but it's just, I have to keep reworking it, so I keep having to, like, I get here and then I have to like start back up here again, and it's driving me. That's what it means, like driving me nuts. I feel like I'm getting down here where it's almost done, and then I got to go back up to the top. But I think scene one's almost done. Scene two, if scene two of Shade Willow is very similar to scene one, so if scene one is good, then scene two will be good. And then the only question is the last scene, which is combat, and that'll be probably the hardest part of this whole thing is having the solo thing run in combat. But if I can get it to run, if I can get it to do those two things, then things like social challenges, skill checks are easy. And the dungeon coach already lays it out in a way that it's very easy to just convert. But I'm mostly through the branching skill path stuff, and then once that is completed, then it just is combat. And um, it'll be interesting, to say the least. But I'm looking forward to the challenge. I'm hoping I can release it by June 1st to the patrons. So if you're a Patreon supporter, you will get first access to test. Because even if I can make it do the same thing over and over, that doesn't mean it'll do the same thing over and over for every other user. And so I have to test it out and make sure that people are consistently getting similar results. And if they are, then I will go live with it, and it'll be available for the adventure tier, starting with the Shade Willow, and then I will rinse and repeat with the other modules as I go. But the Shade Willow is nice and short, only 3 scenes, so it should be the easiest one to release and get tested. And then once that formula is done, it should be easy. It never is, though. All right. Gonna wrap up for the night. Just I know no reason to stay on too long when there's not too many people, and I know you're just listening, and I appreciate that for sure. But oh, we had 7 views. We had 7 people pop in, but I don't want to. Oh, did I not eat? No, I'm good. I'm caught up. But yeah, I'm just talking to myself at this point. That's okay. I always enjoy coming on and doing these. I've been wanting to show off the summoner. Actually, keep an eye out for shorts starting next week. So if you do watch this, I'm gonna be, and this is outside my comfort zone. I know you might be wondering what's really outside my comfort zone. Not a lot, and it's not super outside of it. It's more of a once I do it, once I've done it, I think it'll be fine. But it's like, it doesn't make sense to me until I do it. It does, but it doesn't. And so I'm going to be starting a new shorts series. I haven't thought of a name for it yet, but it's going to be fun. I think it'll be really funny. I'm going to try to get into some satire type stuff, just to give you a modicum of a preview of the structure of these shorts. Just something to look forward to for those of you who are watching. What I will do is I will do kind of like one-shot questers and Zach the Bold. Really love those guys. I'll be playing different roles. I'm only going to be playing 2. I'm not as ambitious as those guys. I'm not going to be costumed up. I'm not going to be playing 4 different characters around the table. They're really great at that. I'm not trying to mimic that at all. I'm trying to lean into what is my brand, what is my style going to be. And so basically, I'm the nerd doctor. So I'm going to be playing the role of a doctor. And I will be taking, I will be playing the role of a doctor, psychiatrist, like doctor. Like, oh, you come in as a patient with a problem, and then like just for an example, like I don't want to give away any of the scenes, but like, they're going to come in with a problem, a D&D problem, something, a mechanic, or just a typical complaint. But that's what it's going to be. Is they're going to come in with a D&D problem. I'm going to have a funny diagnosis for it, and then I'm going to have a prescription, and it's going to be something related to DC20. That's what it's going to be. For all the people who love watching DC20 or playing DC20, they'll get it. Many others don't, so I don't expect it to be like a big hit or anything like that, because I'm not mainstream. I'm obviously off to doing something else. But I think it'll be funny, and I think everyone who plays DC20 or watches DC20 stuff will enjoy it. And the hope really is with it is to kind of have a funny way of getting people interested in checking out DC20. That's the ultimate goal. Is like, oh, I have that problem in D&D. This looks like it might solve it. Let's check it out. You know, I just want to bring more people into that sphere of especially as we get closer and closer to the end. We want more people checking out DC20. Dude, I am in love. Like, I'm just staring at the background of this thing. Like, that's just so cool. That's just so cool. Staring at the dragon scales. I'm a nerd, dude. I'm a nerd. I know it doesn't take up the whole screen, so I have to overlap it. But yeah, all my test for every class, and test for certain people. Kaibo, if you're watching. But these all just look so great. So if you're in DC20 and you haven't played with this yet, you should. You should. All right. All right. That's it for me. All right. Good night, guys. Thanks for watching. Again, stay clever, play smarter.